Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to talk about the 2024 general predictions for the sign of Scorpio. So if you're Scorpio Moon or Scorpio Ascendant, then this video is for you. These predictions are based on Vedic astrology, and first and foremost it is important to look at transits from the moon. The reason is that every event that happens in a person's life will have an impact on the mind. The moon, as everyone knows, rules emotions, and the transits from the moon will tell us what emotions a person will feel, and the houses will tell us which area of life it will happen. Then you can look at transits from the Ascendant to confirm an event. That way you can get a more precise prediction. So for example, if Jupiter is transiting the 7th house from the moon, that means a person can experience some happiness and joy in their relationship. Then from the Ascendant, if Jupiter is transiting the 2nd house, then we could make a prediction that a person may get married, because Jupiter in the 2nd house would show an expansion in the family. So that's the basic idea. So the first area of life, career. Saturn is the natural significator of career in Vedic astrology, and when it is in the 4th house, it's actually a very good position as far as career is concerned. When Saturn is in the 4th house, it is in good positions from the Artha Trigona houses. Saturn is 3rd from the 2nd house, 11th from the 6th house, and 7th from the 10th house, which are all good positions for Saturn, which ensures that a person's mind is focused on their work and responsibilities. Jupiter transiting the 6th house the first 4 months of 2024 can make you very busy in your day-to-day working life. The 6th house represents service, so there will be an increase in the service you have to provide to others. So for example, if you're working in retail or hospitality, your place of work could be very busy. If you work in an office, then you could have lots of stakeholders who you have to provide assistance to. If you are looking to change your job for a better paid job or a higher position, Jupiter in the 6th house and aspecting the 10th house can help you change your job. But because Saturn is also aspecting your 10th house, you may not be able to find exactly what you are looking for, which can cause some frustration. Saturn in a good position always gives a person a job, but it doesn't always give the type of job a person wants straight away. So this year you have to persevere, and you will be able to find the type of role you are looking for. For business, it really depends on the type of goods and services you provide. If it is a creative type of business like photography, social media or website design, then Rahu in the 5th house and Jupiter in the 6th house is actually really good, where your creative power can really come out and you'll be able to get the recognition you desire. The 5th house is fame, and Rahu here is craving applause and attention in Pisces related things. For finances, there will be plenty of opportunities to earn money, because as I mentioned, Jupiter will be transiting your 6th house for the first 4 months of 2024. In this position, Jupiter will aspect your 2nd house, which can increase your assets or bank balance. After April 2024, Jupiter will move into your 7th house and aspect the 11th house, which is also a good position to increase your gains. Now K2 is in your 11th house, which can mean many things. Firstly, it's important to understand that K2 does not always reduce or lessen your income. The 11th house is a Karma Trikona house in Vedic astrology, and in simple terms that means it's a house of enjoyment. So when K2 transits this house, it doesn't necessarily affect your income. However, it can mean that you cannot enjoy the money you are earning. So one of the reasons could be that the money that is coming in is going straight out again in expenses such as bills, shopping and rent. So there may not be much left over to enjoy. Another example is K2 in the 11th house can mean that money you did not work for can suddenly come to you. So for example, inheritance. If someone who is dear to you passes away and leaves you with a large sum of money, you may not be able to enjoy this money because you could still be grieving over the loss of someone close to you. For example, if someone is in an accident and they get compensation of $100,000, but they may not be able to enjoy it because of their health. So that's just an example. It doesn't mean you will get into an accident. Now, K2 can also represent breaks, and therefore if your job is not stable, so for example if you do a lot of contracting and temporary work, then your income may not be that stable. Mercury is your 11th house lord, which transits a sign or a house every 19 or 20 days. So there will be times where Mercury is well placed, and there will be times where its position is not so good, and K2 will adjust the result of the 11th house accordingly. But the positions of Saturn and Jupiter are okay. So it's more the case about you not being satisfied with your income rather than experiencing a reduction of your income. For investments, Rahu in the 5th house in Pisces is not the best time to make smart investments because Pisces is a rather emotional sign rather than a logical sign. Now that doesn't mean that you can't get lucky, but Jupiter is also aspecting your 12th house the first 4 months of the year, which means that your expenses and losses can be high too. For relationships, Jupiter rules the 5th house, which represents romantic inclinations, passion and dining experiences and overall fun. So when it is transiting the 6th house of service and working, it isn't in the right environment to enjoy the 5th house matters. So if you're someone who needs a lot of romance in a relationship or marriage, the first 4 months of 2024 can be a time where you may not be able to enjoy time together. It could be because of having such a busy work schedule, which I mentioned earlier, or perhaps a lack of financial resources. After April 2024, it is a much better time where you will be able to enjoy all the 5th house matters because Jupiter will move into your 7th house, which will help solidify your bond, raise your romance levels, and really grow your relationship to perhaps marriage if you are not married already. Rahu is also favourable for romantic experiences in the 5th house in the sign of Pisces, so it is a better time for couples after April. If you are single, then the first 4 months of 2024, you could meet someone at your place of work if this is supported in your natal chart. If not, then after April, it is a better time to date, meet people and form relationships. Now, if you are going through a difficult time in your marriage, Jupiter, the planet of free will give you the result you want in your relationship. So if you're waiting for a divorce, Jupiter's transit in the 7th house will also give you this. For general wellness, Saturn, I mentioned earlier, is good for career in the 4th house. However, for emotional happiness and generally all other 4th house matters, Saturn is not really good in this house, even though it is in its Mool Trikona sign. Saturn in the 4th house has likely caused you some unhappiness in your home life, your place of residence, with your mother, or with some health issues. So the first 4 months of 2024, there can be a lack of happiness where you are living, either the place you are living in or the people you are living with. There can also be a lack of nourishment in your life. There could be something missing in your life which is making you feel unhappy, and in some cases causing you to feel depressed. So for health, while Saturn is in the 4th house, if you do feel anxiety or some sort of depression, it's important to reach out and talk to someone if it is making you feel down. As well as looking after your mind, you have to look after your heart, chest and lungs area, so any body part related to the 4th house. After April, when Jupiter transits your 7th house, you will experience an improvement in your overall mood, emotional well-being, personal relationships, and relationships with children, because Jupiter will aspect your 1st house, but the effect of Saturn in the 4th house will still be there. So overall, generally 2024 will keep you busy with your work, and your relationships and overall happiness can improve a little bit after April. So that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, or you can email me at exaltedmercury8@gmail.com. And I will see you next time. Thank you.